Welcome in YouTube to twitch.tv/dioko. We're here on the live stream just quickly going to cover the Nethari race. As you may have seen on the last video of the series, we covered the human race. We're just pretty much going to run right down the skill tree here. So we're going to get into this right away in the same format we did on Tuesday night to discuss the Nethari instead of the human. So available classes you can play with Nethari: the Confessor, the Templar, and the Assassin. Okay, so keep that in mind when we're talking about some of these stats and you know, the combat mechanics and stuff like that. All right. So first of all, let's cover the exploration benefits. The first two tiers are going to be the same as human, as we talked about in the last video, and those two are going to be, first of all, in the tier 1 is going to be ore, so you're going to have it on this line. You're going to want to say, if you want ore specifically, Nethari is not a bad one to go to. In tier 2, you're actually going to see here that it's stone, okay? So your gathering resources for Nethari are going to be stone in the second tier, and then finally, in the third tier, the specific to Nethari, you're going to have the digging right down here. So as you can see, those are going to be the three exploration items that you're going to be able to benefit from when it comes to Nethari. All right, so let's back out. And again, the first two tiers are going to be the same from the human. However, when we're talking about crafting, you're going to get blacksmithing, which is the same as human. And then also in the second tier, you're going to get stone masonry, as you can see down here. And then finally, when you reach the Nethari tree, at the very end, the tier 3, you're going to get necromancy. So all this stuff down here is actually necromancy, okay? And I would just encourage you to get into the tree and look around, see some of these things, figure out what you can really benefit from for you specifically, and that way you know exactly what to expect out of that, all right? So here we get into more of the specifics. So the combat benefits from Nethari, again, everything from human and Nethari are going to be the same in the first two trees. However, we're still going to talk about them and discuss them just for the sake of this series. So in tier 1, you're going to get support power right here. That's going to be plus 15. Attack control defense is going to be minus 5%. Then you're going to have hard control intensity at 5%. Crit hit chance at 3%. And then finally, your crit hit damage modifier at 3%. Into tier 2, you're going to have support power again at 15. You're going to have physical armor, which is here at 3%. You're going to have elemental armor at 3%, organic armor at 3%, and then finally you're going to have hard control intensity at 5%. Okay, so that's going to round off tier 2. So again, same as human, but now into tier 3, this is where things are going to get a little bit different. Okay, tier 3, you're going to get long cooldown reduction reduced by minus 0.1%. Now, that may not seem like a lot right now, but over time, these are going to start to add up through different portions of the tree that we'll get into in later series. So just keep in mind that these are important. But again, these are in tier 3, so you're going to be spending a lot of time in this tree. Okay. The next section is attack control intensity. Then you have attack control defense at 5%. And the attack control intensity was 5% also. And then finally, to round it out, you've got attack control defense. Well, that's what we just spoke about. So the one major point I want to talk about, there are a couple nodes, and you may notice this in the human tree that we didn't really specifically cover, but there's a couple sections, and again, this is pre-alpha 5.6.1. So you're going to have some sections that are to be determined. So we've got a couple here that are to be determined. Now, we don't know what that's going to be, but obviously it's going to be something that's going to benefit us in a positive way, much like in the human had a couple more combat specific items that we went over in tier 3. Okay. Now, one of the other things, the most important thing, in my opinion, starting out for a lot of new players, are the stats. Okay. And something you look for when selecting a class. Now, in tier 1, we covered this a little bit Tuesday. Tier 1, you're going to get 20 strength, you're going to get 20 dexterity, 25 intellect, 20 spirit, and 20 constitution. Okay, we back out, we go to tier 2. You're going to get 10 strength, 25 dex, 30 intellect, 25 spirit, and 35 constitution. Okay, and then finally in tier 3, you're going to get 60 strength, 80, I'm sorry, that was the total. You're going to get 30 strength, 35 dexterity, 65 intellect, 35 spirit, and then 20 constitution. And then total for the entire Nethari race, you're going to receive 60 strength, 80 dexterity, 120 intellect, 70 spirit, 75 constitution. So as you can see, there's a lot of emphasis put on the intellect, dexterity, and constitution, which really kind of goes hand in hand with, like a confessor, you're going to have intellect. A Templar, you know, the intellect's going to help your healing. And then with the dexterity, it's going to help you with the assassin. So just some things to keep in mind when you are checking that out. All right. So guys, please make sure to leave your comments down below. Make sure you check out the live stream over at twitch.tv/dioko. And thanks again for dropping by. And hopefully we'll see you on the live stream on one of the upcoming streams. Thanks, guys.